All right, let's talk about something that feels huge but is actually surprisingly simple. Today, we're going to show you how to start investing with less money than you'd probably spend on lunch. No, seriously, let's dive right in. So, be honest. Does investing feel like this exclusive club you're not rich enough to join? Like you need a giant pile of cash just to get a foot in the door? So many people feel that way. But I'm here to tell you that whole idea, it's just not true.
The reality? You can start building your financial future with just $10. That's it, 10 bucks. And in the next few minutes, we're going to break down exactly how that's possible.
So let's start with the big one, the $10 investing myth. We're going to dig into why, for so many of us, investing feels completely out of reach.
Here's the absolute truth of it. For most people, the biggest thing holding them back from investing isn't the number in their bank account. It's the belief in their head, the idea that you have to be wealthy just to get started. And we're here to completely flip that mindset on its head.
Okay, so if the main problem is our mindset, then what's the solution? Well, it's a really cool concept called microinvesting. This is the key, the very thing that unlocks the world of investing for literally everyone, no matter how small you want to start. So what in the world is microinvesting? It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's the practice of investing really small amounts of money, but, and this is the important part, doing it over and over again, regularly. We're talking about the cost of a coffee, your spare change, or, yep, just $10. The whole idea is to make it easy and automatic. Okay, I can hear you thinking, wait a minute, how is my $10 supposed to buy a piece of some big company when a single share costs hundreds or even thousands? That brings us to our next huge idea, the power of pieces. You don't have to buy the whole thing. The technology that makes all of this possible is something called fractional shares. And again, they are what they sound like. They're tiny little portions of one single expensive share of stock. So instead of needing, say, $500 for one full share, you can take your $10 and buy a small fraction of that exact same share. The best analogy I've ever heard for this is pizza. It's like buying a single slice of pizza instead of having to buy the whole pie. You still get to enjoy the pizza, you still own a part of it, you just didn't have to shell out for the entire box. It's the exact same principle with stocks. And this visual just shows it perfectly. That whole circle could represent one share of a huge, well-known company. And see that tiny little slice? That's your $10 piece. Yeah, it might look small, but it's real. It represents real ownership in that company, and it gets to grow right along with the whole thing. So, you bought your slice of the pizza? Awesome. But how does that tiny little piece ever turn into something meaningful? Well, that leads us to maybe the most powerful force in finance, the snowball effect, or how small amounts can grow into big amounts over time. The engine behind this whole snowball effect is something called compound interest. This is the magic. It's where you earn returns not just on your initial investment, your original $10, but also on the growth your money has already earned. Your money literally starts making more money for you. It's a beautiful thing. The classic way to picture this is a tiny snowball at the top of a really long, snowy hill. As it starts rolling, it picks up a little more snow, and it gets a little bigger. Then, because it's bigger, it picks up even more snow, and it just keeps getting bigger and faster as it goes. In this case, your small investments are the snowball, and time, well, time is the hill. And this chart really brings it to life. Look, after year one, your first $10 has grown a little bit. That's nice. But now look at year 5, and then jump all the way to year 20. See how the growth isn't a straight line? It actually curves upward. It accelerates. That curve is the power of compounding in action. It's definitely a long-term game. All right, the theory is great, but let's make this super practical. You get the why and the how, so now let's walk through your very first investing steps. This is a simple plan you can use to get started like today. I promise, it really is this simple. First, pick a beginner-friendly investing app. There are tons out there. Second, connect your bank account and just put in that $10. Third, pick your first investment. Don't overthink it. Maybe a fund that owns a little bit of everything, or a company you already know and like, and buy your first fractional share. And finally, and this is maybe the most powerful step of all, set up a small recurring investment. Make it automatic, even if it's just $5 a week. That's how you build the habit. And please, please hear me on this. Do not get stuck trying to pick the perfect stock or waiting for the perfect time to start. The single most important thing you can possibly do is just take that first step. Just getting in the game is the win.
So, there you have it. We've totally busted the myth that you need to be rich to invest. We've seen how fractional shares let you buy a piece of the pie, and we've talked about how compounding can turn that little snowball into something huge over time. So that really only leaves one question.